As the final day of the river season arrived, my hopes of catching a 30-pound pike were once again broken. I had spent year after year trying to catch one of these elusive monsters, but failed every season. However, this season was one to remember, with lots of big fish from all different venues. The Fendon Drains, although a tough venue at the best of times, produced some really nice fish. With miles and miles of water to explore, we still managed to catch some big pike. The River Trent was kind and gave us some of its gems, even in tough conditions. The season had its highs and lows, with the river in flood for most of the season. It was difficult times. Winter was the same as every other year. Constant blanks, cold temperatures, and more rain. But as the weather changed, so did the fishing. The big pike were on the move and feeding once again. This was the best season I've had in years, and as the final day of the season came around, I probably had more chance of winning the lottery than catching a 30-pound river pike.
And it is the last day of the river season. Past few days has been really tough going, and there was so many times where I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to call it a day, but yesterday completely turned it around. It was literally like somebody had flicked a switch on. All of a sudden, out of the blue, from 3 days of catching nothing, within the space of 4 hours, we must have had about 4 or 5 fish. And to get 2 20s as well, 28 and a half, I was over the moon. I could not believe what was happening. And when I first saw the fish in the water yesterday, it was longer than the landing net. And I remember just lifting the net up, seeing the length of the fish, and I thought, is that a 30-pound pike? You could just see the girth on it, really nice looking fish, dead deep set fish. And yeah, I was a pound and a half short. I couldn't believe it. I really got the weighing scales and I thought, right, it's got to go 30. And I weighed it about 3 times just to triple check, but unfortunately, that might be the biggest pike at this section of the river. I mean, we've had them up to 29 and a half from the undisclosed water, and we've had quite a few from there as well. I've had about 5 20s from there, and then we've had the 20s from here and the drains and other places as well. So all in all, it's been a really good season, and I can't grumble if we don't catch anything today anyway. We've had us fair share. So I think now is just a case of, I'm gonna get the kettle on, make a brew. I'm hoping today will be a little bit unpredictable. We get them in like the next couple of hours, and it, sporadic feeding spells. Every hour and a half we get one, just to sort of finish the season off. But either way, I'm just going to cross my fingers that we can get amongst something or another. And if we do get a 30 today, then the planets would have lined probably 3 or 4 times for me over the past couple of weeks, because it has just been non-stop action. I think about 3 weeks we've had 20s every time we've visited this river, and quite a few of them as well. So it's been a season to remember. My best season in pike fishing for probably about 10 years. You get the odd 20 here and there each season. Back in the day, about 15, maybe 20 years ago, there was a lot more big pike being caught, but nowadays, especially on rivers, they're few and far between. So the run of luck that we've had, and I know people that have been fishing this river and all the other venues, the drains, and hardly any big fish have come out, so I've struck gold. I really have these past couple of months. So, and the river has been in flood most of the river season, so with all the storms and whatnot. So I feel like we have got lucky every time we've come down, and it's all been down to the weather conditions. And at the drop of a hat, things can change. Just like yesterday, all of a sudden out of the blue, start catching loads. First 3 days, nothing at all. So this is what I love about fishing. It's so unpredictable, you just don't know what's going to happen. So without further ado, I'm going to get the kettle on, have a cuppa, and we'll basically go from there.
So what I've done over the years, I do it mainly for carp fishing, but it saves wasting money on trebles and all the other bits. I actually use one of the Jag hook shot files, and saves me keep changing the trace, and it saves money, keep having to change the wire, the trebles. If the components look alright, it's just a case of, that is absolutely blunt, so all I do, I just basically work the point of the hook to create basically a new point, just make it nice and sharp. So that's nice and sharp. Oh yeah, that's just a little bit more. That's perfect. And I'll just feel each point of the trebles. That's okay. That one's bang on. and all I do is just, yeah, as blunt as anything. So just work the steel again. I use the Pike Pro trebles, they're really good. You can use these quite a few times, but believe it or not, I've actually been using these trebles for probably the best part of 4 weeks, and I use size 4s, and because the steel's quite thick, I can keep sort of reworking the point of the hook, and I can just keep that bang on and just keep using them until I feel the need to put a fresh one on. So it saves so much money when you're doing it. I mean, I've got about 3 packs of trebles in my bag that I could use, but it's absolutely pointless. You know, if you can rework it, why not save you some money? See, that one's blunt, so I'm not going too mad. I'm just creating a new point and just working the steel a bit. And this all stems from carp fishing when I was doing it. That's the one, and that now is deadly sharp. So even if, because the main thing is we're getting finicky bites throughout the day, and any pike sometimes picking the bait up, one of those points catching is going to hook them. So we'll get this rigged up now with a fresh bait and then get it cast out. So fresh bait, always a fresh bait in the morning, and that is ready to go. Now I think it was, you're probably looking at about 5-6 rod lengths where I've got the bait maybe, and it's right next to a reed line. Nice calm shallow, well not sort of fairly shallow water, probably 5.5 foot deep. So we'll get this one out there, and that has done some big fish for us. We had a 28.5 on there yesterday. Yeah, that is absolutely bang on. I think it's time for a nice clean on the old reels after the pike season. The amount of mud over these past few months has just been unbelievable with the weather we've had. All the floods. Just be nice when the ground's a bit more tougher, temperatures are a bit more warmer. But to be honest, at the moment it's not actually that cold. Yesterday, after we had a brief sort of scattered showers, it turned up warmer now. It must have gone about 10 degrees. You could feel the air change, the air pressure, and it's pretty much been like this now since yesterday. So I think it was yesterday afternoon they just started to run this off. This concrete platform here was completely underwater yesterday. When I was returning some of the fish, literally this was just all underwater. So it's gone down probably 5-6 inches, and the visibility of the river has been like this for the best part of the season, to be fair. Hardly any visibility at all. So that's another good thing with the sardines as well. They give out so much oil and attraction, these pike pick up on it. But it's always the same case, you just need the fish to be there to pick up on it. So yesterday was quiet till about dinner time, and then it picked up a bit, and then we had a flurry of fish, literally like somebody turning on a switch. All of a sudden, one after the other, from 3 days of absolute nothing. So I'm hoping with it being the last day of the river season, we can get some more big fish. And is today going to be my lucky day where we get a magical 30 pounder, or am I going to have to wait another year to try my luck again?
So we're coming up to about 10:30. Time is slowly ticking on. It's those last few hours of the session now where you think, can we get amongst any fish? Is any going to come through? I know the water levels at the moment are rising a bit. They've come up probably 8 inches. The actual concrete platform, in fact, over the past 10 minutes the river has risen probably 12 inches, actually looking at it now. But I'm sort of excited because it's always, you think, you've got to wait till next October now, which is quite a long time away. I mean, we have done quite a lot of pike fishing over the season and we've done really well, so I'm not going to be too hard on myself, but it would be nice to get one more out of the bag. You always get greedy, you catch a few, you want a few more. So yeah, it's just a case now of sitting back. I've done a recast on the rods probably 10 minutes ago, and I'm just going to keep recasting as frequent as I possibly can, probably every 45 minutes. Just keep getting the baits, making sure everything's okay, there's not too much debris on the line, because the last thing I want is a big part to come along and we have probably 12-13 foot of weed, takes the bait, clogs up, feels resistance and drops it. So yeah, I'm just crossing my fingers that we can get a few out of the bag. But all in all, it's been a really good season. I've really enjoyed it. It's been the best one I've had in many years. So all we can do now is just cross his fingers and hope that some fish come through, but it's fairly windy at the moment. Conditions aren't too bad, it's fairly bright and we've got quite a lot of overcast skies, so it's perfect conditions for catching a pike. It's just a case now of hoping that they come through the swim, but I'd be confident for maybe one fish before we go, but only time will tell.
With only a few hours left of the river season, it was obvious we weren't going to catch any more fish. We had a great season, and now it's time to start planning for the next one. I guess that elusive 30-pound river pike will have to wait until next season. Although every now and then, luck might be on our side.
Right, so we've just had a knock on the left-hand rod. Let's see what we have got. Hopefully it's not debris. No, fish. Oh, come on. Please say it's a 30. Oh, come on, we need something to keep us. Oh, that's a nice pike. That is a nice fish. That's a decent sized pike. That's a very nice. Oh, don't come off. What have we got here? What have we got? That looks a nice pike. Oh yeah, look at the size of that. That is a clonker. Hopefully it's not a recapture. And it's only just up to the scissors. Look at that. That is a lovely looking fish. This is the part where it comes out its mouth. Come on, mate, darling, let's be having you. Come on, darling. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my days, what is that? There is no way on earth that that is a 30-pound pike. It can't be. Oh my God, look at the girth on that. Oh no, is it? No, it can't be. It can't be. We've only got a couple of hours fishing. There's no way that that's a 30. Right, let me have a feel of her. Oh, that's a big pike. Oh, it can't be. Surely it can't be. Jesus Christ. Oh God, 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 is that? No, it can't be. That is a big fish. Look at the girth and the thickness of it. Right, I'm gonna rest it for 10 minutes. I'm shaking a bit now. That is an absolute clonker of a fish. Look at the, oh God. Right, I'm resting for 10 minutes and then we'll have a look. It might be an upper 20. That's a big pike. Oh, I'm shaking like mad now. Right, just before I unhook her, that's a 30-pound pike. My hands are shaking. That is a 30-pound pike.
I've done it. I've done it. 31 pound 4 ounces. I don't believe this. I've got 2 hours left of fishing. I was literally getting ready for going home. I just thought I'd end the video. Oh God. Oh God. I've spent all my angling to catch a fish of this calibre. Oh God, I'm speechless. If I start mumbling or coming out with, Jesus Christ. Right, I'm not going to mess about. I'm going to savour the moment. I'm going to probably sit in the margins with her for about 20 minutes just looking at her, but all I can say is I am one happy angler. I am over the moon. I'm shaking like mad and I've got no idea what to say. I really don't. I never thought this moment would come, but yes. Yes. Oh God, I'm speechless. I really am. Anyway, I'm going to get her back. Mission complete. Mission complete.
Oh God. I just can't believe it. I really can't. Look at the size of her. Oh my days. Oh, I don't believe it. I honestly don't believe it. What a beautiful... Yes.
After 20 years of searching, that magical moment finally happened, and the quest for a 30-pound river pike was over. A fish of a lifetime. Now, it was time to target something bigger. A 40-pound pike.